Okay, dear students, yesterday we discussed about that matter in our surrounding. Okay, in that topic we studied about that how matter is made up of particles, what is the size of these particles, which is very smaller. Okay, you have also done the activity 1.1 and 1.2 in that topic. Today we will study about the characteristics of matter particles. We already know that matter is made up of particles. Now we will study now what are the characteristics of those particles. Okay, so first characteristic we are talking about that matter particles have space between them. Okay, and you already know that in activity we have studied that salt, particularly in which we mix the salt in water, the salt get dispersed, become invisible. Why? Because the salt particles become absorbed or adjust in the space between the which is present in the water molecules. Mean to say, if we take the matter, these are the constituent particles, and if we arrange them, okay, so there remains space between them, and this space is occupied by the other matter particles, which is smaller. So that's why we are saying that matter particles have space between them, which we have already done the activity in which we are putting the salt into water, that is 1.1 yours. Now the second property is that matter particles are continuously moving. They are not stationary, they are moving. However, matter is remains stable, like appears stable, like this desk is appearing stable, but its particles are continuously moving. So to prove this properties of the matter particles, he has make you to study three activities, particularly that is 1.3 activity. Okay, so in activity 1.3 what he want you to do, that in activity 1.3 he told you to do that light a intense stick dear, that is your particularly agarbatti, in you can call in Hindi agarbatti when you use. So he want you to light it. Okay, now he want you to observe something from that intense stick. That's he asks you question that did you get smell of that intense stick? So obviously you are going to get smell. So your answer is yes, we got the smell of that intense particles which are burning. Now he want you to observe that smell from some distance, like from another corner of the room. So at that time also, are you able to smell that intense stick? So the answer is yes still. So that proves that particles of the intense sticks moves from one corner to another corners, which proves that matter particles are continuously moving. That is about your first activities, in which he discussing that how that you will light an intense stick, and in that he will prove that particles of matter are moving, whether they are in gaseous states moving. Okay, now the another activity in the same chapter below 1.3 is 1.4. In that activity also, what he want you to do in that activity, he want you to put some crystals, or you can say some salt, particularly okay, colored salts, like a copper sulfate which is turning blue. Okay, so when you put that salt, or you can take any ink as well, that whether take red ink, blue ink, and that take a beaker and there should be water in that. Okay, now we are putting some drops by using some dropper. Particularly we are using a dropper which is putting some ink into the solution. Okay, so when you add 2 or 3 drops particularly, so he want you to observe what is happening. 2-3 drops of particles ink you have added to water. So he want you to observe now that what you observe. So you see that a color of ink separates throughout the water, which proves that particles of ink get dispersed itself. So this activity also proves that particles of ink moving, mean to say matter particles are continuously moving. Now in activity 1.5, activity 1.5 is also about the same characteristic, proving that matter particles are continuously moving. And how he is proving that? In that he wants you to take 2 beakers particularly. In both them there is water. Okay, there is water in both them. Now he wants you to add some colored substance. Like you can say, what is the difference between this beaker? That this is cold water and this one you will take hot water. Okay, in this beaker you will take hot water, in this one cold water. Now you add KMnO4. And what is KMnO4? Potassium permanganate. Okay. Now this potassium permanganate, when you add into both, so now I ask you 2 questions, that what does the color spread? So your answer will be yes. In both cases color spreads of potassium permanganate throughout the solution. Why? Because we know that potassium permanganate is made up of particles and these are continuously moving. Okay, that's why they spread throughout the water. Now the second question he asked in that, is there any difference while you adding potassium permanganate in cold water or in hot water? So yes, the answer to that question also is yes. In case of hot water, particles, or you can say color, spread more rapidly. Okay, why? Because particles get energy from the heat. This heat energy of the water, because it is already hot, gained by the potassium permanganate particles, and that's why they move more fastly and color spreads more rapidly. So in this, all these 3 activities, whether it is lighting an intense stick and observe the various steps which he told you in the activity, or you are adding some ink particularly in some water solution and he want you to the observance, so you know that color spreads throughout. In the third activity also he did with the same properties, that you are adding some colored substance but in different temperature. So he told in all these 3 activities, he want you to understand in all 3 activities that matter particles are continuously moving, they are not stationary. Okay, even in where which is matter is seeing stable, like you can say a book on a table seems stable. Okay, so book is made up of some stationary particles? No, book made up of some particles which are moving, but their movement is you can say undetectable. Movement of book particles are undetectable. That's why it seems stationary to you. Otherwise all matter particles, so 2 properties we did today, that matter particles have space between them, and on that basis we have already done the activity 1.2 on 1.1, which is proving that. The third, fourth and fifth activities proving that matter particles are continuously in moving states. So today you will study about the homework to study particularly these three activities: 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Activity 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 you have to solve particularly. Okay, stepwise. He asked the question, you must understand first the activity, then you will answer those questions which he asked in the activity, and you will read up to there, up to activity 1.5 carefully. Okay.